Hi, YouTube people, saints, sinners, and saints. I I wanted to tell you about my about almost 500 miles round trip. And what I did was I went looking at a house in a place called Mountainburg, and it was pretty nice, but the area was nice, but the house had a lot of repairs it needed. Then I went while I was on the western part of the state to see Eureka Springs because I had heard that, it was really nice with the Victorian homes. Of course, I've been around all that up in Massachusetts, where I come from. But I thought it was going to be amazing, like what I'm used to seeing. It was nice, but it wasn't anything on the scale of what I've seen in Massachusetts and Maine and New Hampshire when I was in New Englander, which I was born as a New Englander. Anyways, I, you know, had a pretty good time. I camped out overnight because I wanted to go up to Eureka Springs, and that was about 2 hours or so to go from there. So I went through a place where it was not a paved road. It went through Boston Mountain, and there were like monumental type rocks at the top of a bluff on the left, and then there was a precipice you could drive off of on the right, and there were streams a lot of the way, and it wasn't like that in a lot of the way. And I really thought that was beautiful there, a nice area. So there was no room at the campground because I didn't make a reservation because I didn't know this time of year that I guess a lot of kids are off or something. A lot of people were filled up in there, so you definitely needed a reservation. So I had to sleep in the car at Walmart because I'm not going to pay $80 just to get a night's sleep. Because all I'm going to see is the back of my eyelids, and it doesn't matter about a nice room, but cleanliness does matter, and you don't want to sacrifice getting a $50 room and get bed bugs. So I chose the car and put the sleeping bag and made it all comfy in there for me and the two dogs, and we had a good little rest, and then I started driving in the morning. All these people, a lot of them look like immigrants. I don't know how they could afford it. We're in Einstein's Bagels. I wanted a bagel. Suddenly I became my mother, and I wanted a bagel so bad. She's gone now. Rest in peace, 2020. So I asked the young man at the counter, okay, it doesn't say the price on the list. It just says $2.29 for a bagel. I said, what is it with I asked him if the cream cheese was extra, and he said yes. I said, okay. And he starts to ring it in. I said, no, I need to know. I don't want to be surprised and find out it's $5 extra for cream cheese or something. I'd just like to know. And he says, with the cream cheese, it's $4.69. I said, okay, that's enough. And I walked out because I guess I'm turning into an old fogey, but I could buy bagels and cream cheese probably for I could buy a whole bag of bagels and cream cheese for about the same price. Oh, he told me, but we won't charge you to toast it. How nice of them. So then I left and we went to Eureka Springs. But first I checked out another property I was interested in and saw that it was kind of downhill, too much downgrade, and it was kind of messed up because of that situation. And also I saw the back porch was all kind of termite eaten in one spot, and it was too wooded and shaded for my taste because I like a sunny kitchen in the morning. I like to get my dwelling to get some part of the day, and this was because it was down low. It was not going to get a lot of sun. But then I went to, from Rogers, which is quite a metropolis with big Air Force plane over there, in a big airport, and all kinds of things. You know, civil airport, and I guess Northwest Arkansas airports over there. So it was very, very much metropolis around there and that in those parts. So I saw the Eureka Springs finally, and basically they were doing there what has happened to Cape Cod, like Provincetown. Um, Real liberal looking people pushing dogs in baby carriages and tattooed and rainbow hair and men in skirts and, you know, all that good stuff. And they had a parade. I didn't know there was a parade there. I was interested in the springs and the history and looking at the house. So we stayed, me and the two dogs stayed away till it was over, and then we went and looked through the town. I brought them to the dog park, actually. It was pretty cool. Wasn't very nice, actually, but it was nice that they had one there. So then I saw that there was still a lot of, uh, what would you call it? Revelry going on, and people were still in the streets when I was going to leave because I wanted to go out of there now and get home. I've been away long enough, and Gracie was home alone, all safe and getting well from an incident the week before now. And she was just so well when I got in and bounced off the couch, and she was eating, and everything was good. So I knew she was pretty much back to normal, except, you know, she seemed blind in one eye from something that happened last week. I don't know what. And then she didn't come back, and Buster came back without her. So I kept calling her all night, and it was a very restless night for me. So today I haven't eaten breakfast yet. I just finally took a shower, and I thought I'd check in with you all and say, hey, they're basically ruining Eureka Springs, and it's become pretty much like a lot of the affluent, pretty places that the wealthy white man used to live in. It's going to be his Trail of Tears this year, with all these other people coming in with money, funding for transportation and acquisition of vehicles and property, and just taking over America. So I felt the Lord was showing me when I was on the Trail of Tears yesterday that now it's the white man's turn to reap what he sowed. And I'm sorry if it sounds like being too blunt, but that's what I definitely felt in my spirit, that this is what's coming. Um, and, you know, there's nothing you can do to stop it if the Lord has ordained it, because of the mindless gaming and pleasure seeking and idolatry, and like the pageantry I saw with the costumes. All this carelessness, you know, the hindermost of the nations that's careless in the midst of the seas. It's really going to happen, and it is happening. It's in full scale, real time view. I seen it yesterday. I saw it, and it's so plain that people do not realize how they're going to be digging in trash cans soon looking for something to eat instead of wearing leprechaun hats.